Hey, I'm glad y'all came back. Another episode. Um, let's see what YouTube is talking about. I know it's New Year's Eve and a lot of people probably out and about, but we'll see. All right, y'all up in here. Boxing Lounge. Appreciate you, man, coming through. What's up, Leafy? Especially being that it's New Year's Eve. Yeah, so what's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling today? He said, yeah, got nothing going on though. Um, you could be working on your game. I'm feeling pretty good. How are you? I'm doing well. Um, did the guys return your reply? Did they reply back? Oh, you got an errand to do. Oh, okay. Um, you drive, Leafy? Well, it's a I could use my bike type of errand or something like that. Lon said I'm half baked drunk. 1 hour from New Year. I mean New Year's. I know a couple of y'all gonna come in here. Even on what's his name? Thank you from Africa, Bunga Conga. I know he gonna come in here drunk. What's up, e-boxing champion? Happy New Year. Even though New Year's is really in the spring. Yeah, you got 9 hours. Hold up, what time is it? Um, I got 6 hours. Yeah, I don't get into that New Year's debate because some people they so programmed what they knew all their life. 3 p.m. for you died. Um, did y'all see the man? You go right in that crazy jump, man. We don't know what that means. That's not even military time in America. Oh yeah, did y'all see my formal apology? I made a formal apology in my the community chat because yesterday I was trying to rush so I could have some content, and I wrote down some stuff, and then I let chat make the rest of it, and chat made some arcade crap, and I was trying. Yeah, but I was trying to twist it, but I couldn't twist it. I was like, dang, chat put me in a bad predicament. Now people are gonna be like looking at me sideways, but I can't take away that I actually box and I actually train people. And just me letting chat proofread my stuff and chat put what it wanted to put in there and I didn't read it. I had a busy day yesterday with my mother, and I had a busy day today. My mother, she's staying in the hospital until on Friday. Somehow she has the flu and having an infection. So she's gonna have to stay in the hospital. Not saying that's an excuse, but I should have read it still, no matter what. Yeah, I went up there today, giving them physical therapy and everything. She wanted to leave with me. I said, nah, you can't leave. You gotta stay here. Yeah, so I'm trying to see. So Leafy, none of them. Did you have it so you know if they actually read it? 'Cause I know on some apps you could see if somebody read your posts and stuff. They should at least reply. Excuse me for eating. I eat once a day, so this around the time I eat. Um, you might have to catch them like in the actual form. I mean, in their group, or catch them on Twitter or something like that. Instead of just doing it in their DMs, you probably have to do it out in the open. Yeah, because I'm trying to get people on here so the show could like have more of a feel to it, a better feel to it. People could get their ideas out there, what they think, what they feel. All right, I'm gonna try too. Cause he replied back, champion, what's his name? The other guy that we were talking to recently, he replied back because I told him he should make a profile on LinkedIn so he could get some investors or sponsors or something. And I start pushing people toward him. Anybody see the video with Pride and JMMA? It's kind of funny. But I like that JMMA is saying things. That's why does everybody asks me that same question. Then I'll be like, look at the wish list. Look at the blueprint. my ideal boxing game technically is, and I'm gonna start off what I like first. A career mode that's in depth with amateur and pro. Um, except you should be able to add a tournament mode in the career mode if you want to or not. I've seen past games do stuff like that. It could be a work alone game, or it could be like merged into the actual story mode. Now I would like that. I would like different gyms. Different gyms with they have different trainers with different tendencies and priorities and stuff like that. Um, what else I like? That see, my mind is full of ideas. And Levy said we talked about that last night too. I think somebody drunk. Yeah, but yeah, what else? And I want, yeah, this right here gonna prove that we talked about this last night. I want to move for the hardcore fans, the hybrid fans, and the casuals. I don't want any group to be, feel, displaced, or they're not being thought about when the game is being made. But the tendencies have to be there, the capabilities have to be there, the boxing mechanics has to be there, and we got to have a deep creation mode with more slots. People like creating characters. I don't understand what research they're doing. These guys, they like dropped the ball. Steel City dropped the ball. EA almost dropped the ball until people like me was complaining. I think that was my last complaint about that was my last complaint about Fight Night Champion. Because they said they was telling me that Fight Night Champion didn't have that many creation slots. And there were a lot of people that like creating characters. I actually have a to this day, I have a creation site called Fight Night Creations. And that was doing good for a minute. And I thought I was going to be able to expand on it when EA made up Fight Night Champion 2, but that never happened. Remember the Super 6? Ward, Frotch, it was so interesting. Yeah, that's the type of stuff you need in the career mode. That's the tournament mode that I be wanting. Like, you can make the tournament mode, or the AI or the CPU can make tournament modes within the ecosystem, the boxing ecosystem. And it's up to you if you want to participate in it or not, or you can make your own tournament. It could be a round robin or whatever, however set you want it to be. And I think that will bring a lot of people. We should have 1,000 slots, maybe unlimited. Yeah, because we got the cloud. There's no excuse for us not to be able to create that many characters. It would keep the game alive. And keep the game alive if it was done right. Let me see what you said. Super 6 was crazy. Andre Ward is that dude. Exactly. That right there proved that Andre Ward was better than what a lot of people try to disrespect and said he was. Let me see. Blaster X said 74 spots in Fight Night Champion. Tournament mode, a plus for online and offline. 74 spots. Hold on, what you mean by that? That's what you want? That's the setup you want? That's like what you would call a King of the Hill type of mode type. 74 people. Yeah, that's King of the Hill. But being as a if you're a promoter, you can make these things happen. That's what we say out of freedom as what can a promoter or manager do. And that's how I want the game to be deep because my thing is if it's if it's deep, it's good for the players and it's good for the content creators. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. You doing the same thing? I'm like 74 boxers. What are you talking about? What you mean by that? Blasters X. We all trying to figure out what you mean by that. Yeah, because tournament was always like tournament mode. Even I know a lot of people gonna feel some type of way about this. Even when I play tech sim games and I do tournaments, yo, it'd be fun, real fun to me. Fight Night Champion has 74 spots for custom boxes. Oh yeah, it's supposed to have been 100, but I was arguing for them to over 100. I was like, I wanted over. We all of us wanted over 100 spots. I heard. So if it's 74, that means they took away was how many they took away? 26. They took away 26 because we asked for 100, and I think we did get the 100, but they took them back because I haven't played. I never played Fight Night Champion. Let me see. Madden has seasons, playoffs. I guess I don't know. Yeah, they do have playoffs, and it has seasons. But online ranked boxing systems will be great ranking pound for pound ratings. Exactly. See, that's when it should the game should be deep because they got CompuBox and they have what's that CompuBox and I don't know why I'm going blank for it, but they got all these different associations and they're not using them correctly. Oh, BoxRec. They got BoxRec. They got CompuBox, Boxing, and BoxRec. BoxRec, it should be a setup so you can see the person, who they fought and rank it or use because they got don't they got the ring in there in the game and they could use a setup like that like rankings you could like actually see the rankings like make it make as a presentation like you after you fight and it go to a screen like you could go on the screen and see how the rankings look and you could be like well I want to fight this guy. That's what they did with Fight Night Champion. Cause I see Don D, he plays it all the time. And I'm like, wow, it did have a lot of things, but we wanted more from EA. But they did have some great stuff to me, better than what Steel City is presenting. The idea what they want is great, but they turn into text sim instead of text sim instead of what it's actually supposed to be. Give me a second. Sorry about that, fellas. Yeah, let me see what y'all talking about. Round 3 only had 9 per save profile. They did? I don't remember that. I always thought we had more than that. Now I gotta fact check y'all. Who was that fact check me yesterday? No, but I appreciate you though. Yeah, it wasn't intentional for me to do that, but I shouldn't have tried to what would you call it, glaze it up some, make it look better than what it was. I know what I was reading didn't sound right. I'm like, Chat GPT put me on the spot. I shouldn't have never let it proofread what I did. And it added what it wanted to add. Some arcade crap. All right. I would honestly like watching Future Punk. Yeah. See, you gotta read my blog, man. You gotta read the blog. You gotta read the blog. I'll be saying that. Like, if you gotta fight, and let's say globally, there are other fights happening. You should have a little monitor or little square on the TV, and you can see the other fights. You could pause your fight to watch the other fights, or you could, like, if you got a fight card that you created or the computer created, you should be able to watch them fights. It's just like when in NBA 2K, you can watch other basketball games that's scheduled. You ain't only got to watch your game. You can watch other basketball games. Let me see. Yeah, that's something I've never seen them do, and it's the technology exists where you can watch film of your opponent. It's called that what you call it, film study. Like there should be film study, a sim study mode in a boxing game. Boxing Lounge said need ranking and reputation. Yeah, reputation. And reputation should also go with your crowd. If your reputation not really that big or your popularity, you're not gonna fill seats in. And if your opponent, you might have a good house like that. But if y'all come together, you're gonna have a big house of people. But it depends on your reputation. And this can be done. 100% can be done. They be playing us for fools like we little kids. Let me see, might be 8. Boxing Lounge said might be 8. Let me see. Boxing Champion say round 4 had lots of room for creative fighters. You can put your creative fighters in another creative fighter's career and test your skills against yourself with different fighters. A lot of fun. Yeah, I remember that. I remember in Fight Night Round 3 that you could create boxers offline, but you could have them so they could creep into your career mode. They're like start, coming into your career mode. When somebody like retires something, they replace it with one of your characters offline from offline. I was like, yo, the technology. And we going backwards. Let me see. Boxing Champion said film study would be dope, but honestly, I doubt many people will have the attention span. Yeah, that's a good point. But the thing is, the hardcore boxing fans, they will like it. It's just the casual fans you gotta worry about, is that gonna be a waste of your time. Let me see. It's the attention span for that. But it will probably create a skill gap. So there's an incentive for using it. Yeah, exactly. A feature to spectate championships in an online event will be fire. If it doesn't lag, maybe replays. Yeah. Replays definitely got to be a major thing. I don't like the way they do the replays. I think replays should be done better than what they have. It makes no sense. And my thing is, all these other sports games do replay great, but still City gonna say this our first game. You can't say it's your first game when there's other games as examples. See, we got to, a lot of us think like adults instead of kids. Look, a child would say, yeah, it's their first game. You see, you can't create as many creative boxes, but you literally need to run a full career to get their stats up. Yeah. Undisputed offline career mode doesn't have the ability to customize rosters to decide when a fighter will be active. Yeah, that's crazy. That's the stuff that be making me upset, because in this day and age, it shouldn't be no excuse. That should have been in the game. They don't know this. These are key things in a boxing game that will keep the fan base and make everybody happy. Creation modes got to be deep. Career mode has to be deep. Online mode has to be deep. And a lot of boxing features that represent boxing. That will make the game sell better, and it would make everybody happy. People would be excited about buying stuff. Some people complain about the DLC, but if the game was great in the way that it's supposed to be, nobody would be complaining. Nobody would be complaining at all. Let me see. They should do this replays with multiple camera angles and only between rounds. Yeah. No, I don't think it should be between rounds only, because, like, suppose you knock your opponent down. When we see it on TV, because the referee stopping him, and he's stopping the action because you dropped your opponent. We're going to see the replay of you knocking the guy down. Stuff like that. So that's what I should do, instead of just going straight. Wait till it's the end of the round. No, it should happen immediately. When you drop somebody. In Fight Night Champion, they only saved the last 6 rounds. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's better than what's it's better than what Steel City doing. Let me see. Undisputed beats Fight Night Champion Legacy Mode with respect to custom rosters. So Fight Night Champion Legacy Mode, you can make custom rosters. That's what you're saying, AJ? I thought they didn't have nothing like that. Honestly, I don't like the mid gameplay cutscene replay. I prefer to keep the immersion and hold it till the break. When you say mid gameplay, are you talking about the way that Steel City do it, or the way it's done in general? Save the last 6 rounds. Why you repeat that? Boxing allowance. I thought you. What does that mean? Scoring. What you mean by that? What scoring? I'm trying to understand what you mean by that. Undisputed offline career mode custom roster is more advanced than Fight Night Champion. I don't know. Well, the guy that I had on the other day, he said it's garbage, and he what I would call my expert. He said Steel City custom rosters and stuff is garbage. I'm mad at Steel City because I created another site just for the created character modes. And then when I start hearing how they was starting to do it, and I hearing people saying certain things, I say, "Oh man, I created a site for nothing. I ain't even do no more work on it. I just let it. It's there, but I just stopped working on it." In general, the knockdown replay always plays as soon as the knockdown happens. I don't like that. I be I prefer for the action to be continuous. So you don't want it to look like a real boxing presentation. I'm just asking. I'm not attacking you. I'm just asking. 'Cause you saying you don't want certain things, but in real boxing, that's the presentation. Let me see. Dad, I can't believe AJ Pax, man, you said that Undisputed Beast Fight Night Champion Legacy Mode with respect to custom rosters. I don't know, but let me see. In general, the knockdown replay always plays as soon as the knockdowns happen. I don't like that. I prefer for the action to be continuous. Um, boxing champions, nah. In real boxing, they don't play the replay until the end of the round. Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Watch it on YouTube. They play it right there. They'll play it again during the in between the rounds. But when the person get knocked down, they'll play it. Especially if it's an exciting knockdown. Let me see. Boxing champions. He said otherwise you'll miss the fight while they're playing the replay. In Fight Night Champion, they save the last 6 rounds to rewatch. I'm trying to use less words. My fault. This is where presentation options come in. Yep. Sorry, I mean yes, they play it during the intermission. AJ Pax, no AJ. Yeah, you man, are you drunk, man? You just missed the P and everything. Um, Shame, undisputed. I will explain myself in person when I make my new appearance. What you mean by your newest appearance? You better not be no alien. No, I'm messing with you. Fight Night Champion Legacy Mode is broken. That's what I thought. That's what I was saying. That they said a lot of people saying that it's broken. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, now you got me like I gotta go back and see some. I don't know I was like pretty sure that I seen like somebody get knocked down. They replay it while the right before the referee but it might be me. I'm not saying you wrong. I don't know. But I always thought that. Um I know you saying in your head, Paul, you box, so you don't know? No, because I was in the ring boxing. I wasn't sitting down there with them watching me fight. All okay. AJ Pack said, yes, legacy is broken, but Undisputed solved that issue. Undisputed has the ability to de-age boxers so they don't retire before you make it up the ladder. Yeah, I can't add custom boxes in legacy mode. Give me a second, I'll be right back. All right. Love you too. Sorry about that. Anybody want to start calling? Let me see. Since we talking about custom boxers and custom rosters, do y'all think that's very important to add into a game that you could create custom rosters, at least offline? Do you think that's a great idea? To be fair, I don't watch a lot of top rank fights. Maybe they're different. I watch more pay-per-view stuff. I watch all of it. And I'm you got me like Dad, did I am I making up stuff? Yeah, I'm up here thinking I'm missing some. I'm like, Dad, I'm kind of sure I saw them doing the replay after the knockdown. It'll be hot if I pay $80. Oh, you said I'd be hot if I pay $80 and then get the whole fight because they played the last round replay after the bell. Mhm. Yeah, a lot of because a lot of people want to see the knockdown as it happened. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See that picture in picture. I seen older games do stuff like that. There should be a picture in picture type mode, which you can actually have probably like 3 or 4 picture in pictures on the side. Like if like say there's a fight happening in Japan and the UK and probably Africa at the same time. And you get to pick which one you want to watch. Or you could pause them and watch them all. That would be a great idea. And that's content. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what we're talking about. Oh, so you misunderstood what we was talking about. Yeah, we talking about if other fights are happening, on a card or something, you get to watch them. It was a game. I forget what it was. It was actually 2 or 3 games that I saw had that type of feature. That's when Still City be saying the things that they be saying, I'll be like, yo, that was done in the past. First game or not. It was done before, so you can do it. They acting like the developers in the industry, when you hire them, they just automatically get done because they're not hired. That makes no sense. Boxing champion said ring using just shows full screen replays. Pay per pay per view is the same to my recollection. All right. I still gotta double check you. We gotta check each other and make sure we giving the right information. He said boxing champion said when Benavidez fought Yardy, ring show replays exclusive between rounds. Oh, I didn't see that fight, so I don't know. That see, we could be saying something that they like just started and they stopped the old style, the old way they did it. But I don't know. I gotta do my research, so I can't be like I'm stupid or something. Nothing against you, but it's best for all of us to double check people. Yeah. And even if it's a thing anyway, you should be able to turn it off. Or agreement, like I always say, stuff like that when it's online, you should have agreement contract that you don't want to see the replays during a fight, like stuff like that. Blaster says, yeah, different broadcast style. I think the racing game burnt out did pitching replays before, and that's a lot of movement going on. Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. E-boxing champion said, I like the ideas of contracts that fighters have to agree to before the fight. Replays, gloves, size, ring size, arena, weight limits, all that. Yeah, that's how it should be. That will make it more fun for the online experience. It would make it more fun. You agree with it before y'all fight. Or you could push for it to be random. And if you can't agree and sign, you two just don't fight. Y'all. Makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Y'all can't agree. Or if they have a money system, because like before y'all fight, y'all like have a certain amount of money and y'all have a money system. You could be like, well, you gotta give me this amount or something like that. Let me see. Blaster said way better than people just leaving the lobby. More matches made. Yeah, I think so too. What I don't like is some online players, they try to force the game to accommodate just one community. Like they just want it to be online and they like don't even focus on the offline. It's not worth it. That's how they feel. And they feel like if we cancel out the offline mode, we would get all these people to play online, which is the craziest thing in the world. They don't realize that when you get the whole community together, it makes the game more successful. The more successful the game is, the more we will get, and the bigger the franchise will become. Steel City, they just messed up their whole what was it, legacy. They messed up their whole legacy. People gonna look at it as a game that sold a lot of copies but failed real quickly. They failed. Through Steel City, they don't feel like they failed because they're still living off the high that they sold a million copies, over a million copies. They still going off of that. They think they're a success. No matter what the fans say, they really think they are a success. What do you think about penalties for forfeits? Yep, definitely should be penalties. Like if somebody quits, they get a loss, but they also lose clout and take some other penalties. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna think on that one. I might add that to my blog, my wishlist blog. Matter of fact, let me write this down so I don't forget it. Uh, yeah, I had to write notes. I'm always writing notes. Even when I'm on the bus, I'm just writing notes, and then I go back and expand on them. Let me see. E boxing champion. Fighters that quit in boxing lose a lot more than just the fight. Look at Victoria Ortiz. It's Victor, man. Stop playing, man. Blaster said the devs gotta code the game right to make it fair, though. Yeah, they do. It's a lot of suggestions. I'm I'm gonna work on that. What should penalties be? Let me see. When you fighters that quit in boxing lose a lot more, more than just yeah. What do you think about punishment forfeits? Let me see. Yeah, that. Be right back. Yo. Let me see. Add a duck logo next to their user, man. Y'all going a little too. Y'all going doing too much, man. Let me see. E-boxing champion said if you quit, you should lose sponsorships. Take a ranking hit, something. You write this down. When you say quit, what do you mean by quit? Like quitting in the game, like in a fight or in the screen or what? Trying to get this down pat. Let me see the perfect badge. Y'all shout out. Yeah, what do you mean? Like say y'all both about to choose the fight and then one person back out. Do you think that should be considered quitting? I definitely think you should drop in the rankings when you quit. Your rank, like say you were in the top 20 or the top 10 and you quit, your rankings should drop drastically. So that means your money and everything. Money has to mean something in a boxing game. So that will really show that they have to. Let me see. I mean, like when you're already in a fight, but you get hurt and think you can't win and decide to throw. Oh, okay, okay, exactly. All right, that's exactly what I thought you meant. So, what do you think the penalty should be when somebody quits in the while y'all plant like y'all choosing fighters and he just quit out on you? That shouldn't count, right? To me, it shouldn't count because y'all didn't fight. So it shouldn't matter if that person quit out. It's like somebody signing a contract and before like a couple of days before the fight he just back out. You can't really do anything. He backed out. I mean, let me see. If you're not in the fight, you can just back out of the negotiation. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah, I want it deep. I want the game to be deep. A lot of people saying, "Your ideas are too deep. It's gonna make the game take forever to be made." Shut up. The people that be saying that they just need to shut up. What is Steel City doing with this 5 years time frame that they had? Nothing. You say, yeah, boxing champion say, yeah, that should be the contract part. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that see, we all well, me and you agree that a contract system should be a part of the game. Like y'all, like you online, y'all agree to certain terms and stuff, and then if neither one of y'all fulfill it, then there's penalties against y'all, or one of y'all do something that's not agreeable in the contract. So yeah, I agree with that. Let me see. I think I'm gonna do an hour show today because it's like it's New Year's and it's seeing like everybody on slow mo today. Let me see something. Y'all can keep talking. I'm gonna see what happened when I post something and Twitter. See if I can get somebody in here. I want to have a what's it called. I want to have a round table and we all just throw ideas out there so developers can hear us. Because them round tables, they definitely get attention from the community, the gaming community. A lot of y'all don't think so, but they do. Let me see. Yeah, I think you constantly back out. Let's say you backed out of a contract or a fight like 2 or 3 times. You should be dropped down to the hundreds in the ranking. So that means you gotta really creep back up there. You gotta find a way to get back up there because you don't made yourself a clown in the community, basically. And you're gonna wear that because people gonna know that you were a top fighter, but now you're in the hundreds, and they wondering, hey, why is he ranked 100 when he was just like ranked 20 or 10 or something like that? So that right there is gonna put you on the spot if somebody does that. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Backing out the menu more than two times, you get an indicator other players can see. Then the rep is affected. Yeah, yeah. See, we on the same wavelength. If you can set up your if you can set up your preference before matchmaking, that will help exactly. And games do that. A lot of games do that. A lot of sports games do that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Still Sitting. But to be honest, I'm about to keep it a buck. Because I don't want to keep going on Still Sitting. I'm about to go on EA because I think if they EA would have made Fight Night Champion 2, I still think a lot of people would have been complaining about it. They would have been complaining about it because EA they wouldn't have made no hardcore boxing game. A lot of people keep saying that. No, man, they was gonna make it realistic. The next game, it's gonna be more realistic. It seemed like it get more and more realistic. They weren't gonna make a hardcore boxing game. They weren't gonna make it realistic. It was gonna always be hybrid. You gotta ask yourself, why is it that EA had a chance? Yes, yeah, we was talking about that too. We was like Fight Night Champion 2 or Fight Night Round 5. Yeah, but with EA, that thing is always gonna be a hybrid because they had a chance to still make NBA Live, but their thing is they wanted it to be a arcade sim, or I mean, yeah, arcade sim, a hybrid, and fans didn't want that. I know 2K has some things that people would say is kind of arcade, but it's more hardcore. See with 2K, it's a hybrid that leans more into realistic gameplay. With EA, everything is hybrid and it leans to it in the arcade realm. My son was just talking about that today. We had a conversation. And he was talking about, yeah, but because I was telling him that some people want arcade modes, but a lot of people want hardcore modes. And he said, well, maybe if they make it for both fans. I said they doing that already. It's called a hybrid. And he was like, oh, it's funny that my son he's not really into sports games. Every once in a blue moon he'll play 2K. Let me see. Yeah, I think they should leave that Fight Night Champion idea alone. They should have just went with Fight Night Champion 5. But I think with this new Dana White situation, something is something about to change. Something about to be new. No, I don't know what's gonna be new, but this I think something is about to happen. Yup. Let me see. I'm trying to look at box news for a second. Give me a second, y'all. Um, the heck is going on here? Oh, Usyk was hugging this Joker. He don't got no legs and no arms. That's weird to me. Yeah, see, they jazzing it up again. The gaming community, they jazzing it up again. Let me show y'all my screen. They trying to get EA to make. They try to really get EA to make another boxing game. Let me check. Let y'all see my screen. Give me a second. Uh, this is crazy. All right, let me show you. Y'all can see it. They looking for a new fight night champion. No, they didn't. They didn't even call it Fight Night Champion. They just said Fight Night 26. That would make, to me, that would make for them to have a new change of pace, something new. Yeah, call it just call it Fight Night 26. Do the 2K route. Go the 2K route. What y'all think? Let me see. People love that story a lot. Round 5 would have been the best chance at sim. I wonder why 2K's vision of a I wonder what's 2K vision of a boxing game. They said they was going to I remember before when somebody asked the guy that worked at 2K, he's like one of the top executives or developer, and he was saying, he said, "What do you think if y'all made a boxing video game now?" He said, "We would destroy EA because our developers, we have better developers, better technology, and all that." And I was like, "Yo, we about to get another boxing game. We never got one." Joker broke my heart. If it stays, if it stays on a fight night path, then it will stay arcade. Mm, I don't. To me, from experience and hearing the conversations, I don't think no matter what they named it, it could be called Fight Night. The realest is going to be arcade because they already have set. They said it. Mike Wayne proved my point. And I was already saying, I said Mike Wang is not going to last at EA, and he didn't last because EA does not want a realistic sports game. They want it to be a hybrid, and they hate that the arcade games don't sell because they was trying to bring NBA Street back, NFL Street. They're trying to bring all these things back. But they were scared they wasn't going to sell because they knew in the market people weren't playing arcade games anymore. Let me see. AJ said, I don't want to see another entry in the Fight Night series. If anything, Undisputed is Fight Night round 5. Yeah, you can say that. But Undisputed is not a complete game. That's why it's not kinda not fair, but it's fair because all the money they made off of it. No way AJ Pax Undisputed is a huge step backwards from Fight Night Round 4. Hmm. That's a good debate. Boxing champion and AJ, that's a good debate. And y'all should debate it. And AJ Pax just started it. How Undisputed has more punches and a new take on footwork. I don't know. Does Undisputed really have more punches? Because it seemed like they recirculating the punches between all the boxers. It's like they have a certain amount of punches, but they just using the same punches over and over with boxers. What's up, Box Eye View? Appreciate you, man, coming through. You said make Undisputed great again. Yeah. Um, G Sosa said Undisputed is not even finished. Fight Night Champion is way better. Yeah, it's not finished. And technically Undisputed is never going to be finished. They're going to lean more into Undisputed 2 and make that game and finish that. They're not going to finish the first one because they can't. Too many things keep breaking. Let me see. Oh, really? Which game has more punches, Undisputed or Fight Night Round 4? Have more punches. Let me see. I can't say Undisputed. Fight Night. Let me see. I can't say Undisputed really has that many punch selections. That's a good project for me to deal with. That's a good project for me to go over. Um Let me write that down too. I'm trying to take notes. Which game had the most punches? Most punches. You said Fight Night Round 4 I'm a cheat right now. Give me a second. I'm about to cheat. Let me see. Punches. Give me a second. Fight Night Round 4 or Undisputed boxing game. The heck? Oh, come on now. I was typing and it wasn't typing. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Mm. It say Undisputed has 60 individual punches, which I don't see from what I was doing. I mean, from when I was playing. It said it has 6 individual punches that can throw from multiple angles and directions, plus fence counters and tactical setups. Fight Night Round 4 uses the classic analog stick control. Let me see which one has the most punches. So it's saying that Fight Night Undisputed has the more punch styles and individual punch options, but don't make sense to me because if you're using just sticks, you have more to work with. Yeah, it's saying that. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, Dominique CM. Salute for joining the chat. Let me see. Um, AJ Pack said on the fact at E boxing take win. Box Review said more variations of punches and undisputed. I think that's what AJ Pack's saying. Um, there are more for every direction of movement. Plus, you can throw with your head off the line in round 4. I like round 4. Box Review said. Blaster said if the game's getting into the fouls for undisputed can complete. Hold up. If the guys getting into the fouls for undisputed can complete the game, we could get a clear idea. I hope they do, because that shows that Steel City is not doing their job. These guys is doing. See, this what I would be doing if I knew what I was doing. Like far as coding, I could give you scripts and stuff, but far as coding and stuff, like actually building the game, nah. Round 4, the GOAT for me. That's what Box Out View said. Dominique said, when EA coming out with a new boxing game? We don't know. We don't even know if they coming out with a new boxing game. We got to realize that they're being bought out. So we don't know. They could actually sell the IP for Fight Night Champion. So we don't know. The only thing that's kind of saved them, that might save Fight Night Champion, is that the Saudis, they love boxing and they probably want to make an iteration of a new boxing game. Boxing Champion said, you can't throw with your head off the line undisputed. So I'm having a hard time seeing how there's more punch variety. Everyone hit the like and subscribe in the chat. Thank you, Box Out View. I appreciate you saying that. True at eBox. eBoxer said, hold on, let me see. There's 6 of each. Left uppercut, left hook, straight right hook, right uppercut, and 7 stationary jabs and crosses. E-Boxing Champion said, doesn't include check hooks, power jab, Superman punch, etc. Blaster said Undisputed does technically have variety jabs. They look bad though. They look the same. The jabs look the same. Yeah. Standing jab, back jab, step jab, and left jab, power jab, fence jab. And every jab has those, every punch has those, but like Blaster said, not all of them are animated the greatest. Exactly. They all look the same. They're not unique to boxers, to the boxers that's throwing them. Like Larry Holmes, his jab is unique. It really is. The motions, the animation, everything. His jab is unique. I would love to see a full comparison, honestly. I think the punches are kind of apples to oranges in my mind. It'll be nice to see a straight comparison. Box Have You said, I need to make a video for real. Laughing out loud. I'd be lazy on the editing. Fight Night Round 4 has 14 punch types. AJ Pax, what do you mean by punch types? That's a good idea. SCI did start removing animations. They did. A lot of people don't realize that they remove animations. They were removing animations. That's the reason why the game is kind of janky now, because they've been removing animations. And when you remove something, especially if everything is built on the same thing, it start messing up. It start messing up other things. They're not telling us that, but I know that's what it is. Let me see. Ali Jab is unique. A Clockwork, Oregon. I'm gonna call you a Clockwork. I don't know why I'll be trying to say your whole name. A Clockwork. He said Ali Jab is unique. See, a lot of people nitpick that. Like me, Ali Jab, it's okay. It's not Ali Jab. It's Sonny Edwards Jab. It's not Ali Jab. If you put a side, matter of fact, you just gave me an idea. I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a side by side comparison, which the developers should have did. When you're doing development, you should have side by side comparisons of the boxer you're trying to emulate, and say, "Oh, that animation look off compared to that." It's easy. That's the craziest thing to me. Like, what are y'all doing in the studio? You got video footage, and you have the real boxer. You let the AI fight the AI, and you watch and see, does it fight like that boxer, or it throw the punches? You know, a lot of y'all say, "Oh man, that AI stuff don't mean nothing." We want, like, when we're fighting, how do his punches look? That's basically still the same thing. The way they throw the punch. Because even if AI or human control, the punch is still gonna come out the same way. If it's cool with you, Poe, I can only give Vid a made comparison Fight Night Round 4 jabs to Fight Night Champion jabs. Yeah, you can link it. No, I had no problem. I told y'all this is not only Poe's show, this is y'all show. Go ahead. Long as it's trying to help educate people and make us have a better game. This is our show. This is not Poe's show. Y'all can even invite y'all friends and stuff to the show. Hint, hint. No, I'm just joking. All right, all right, I'm gonna call you Oren. All right, I'll call you Oren. A clock. You find anything showing that the AI fights in Fight Night Forever is more real, authentic? Fight Night Forever boxers are fighting more like their real life counterparts. Not at all. Not at all. Um, oh yeah, Oh, AJ, you gotta talk to Leafy. AJ, you gotta talk to Leafy. This we could get these developers. It's these guys. They're breaking down Undisputed. They literally have the code for Undisputed, and they see what Undisputed is. Is messed up. They say the coding is messed up. These guys are experts, and they I don't know how they did it or whatever, but they trying to re-engineer it. They trying to make it better. But I'm like telling them like I was telling Leafy, tell them guys don't do too much because they can get sued, or if they re-engineer it, they could send it straight to Steel City, but don't put it out on the internet, and Steel City might pull them on board because Steel City is struggling. Let me see. Blaster said they don't want that, and Orange said they definitely do fight more like the fighters they're supposed to be, but it's not something I would attempt to prove. Hold up, what you mean? The Fight Night Forever? Nah, they don't fight like themselves. They don't fight nothing like themselves. Me nitpicking, they really don't fight like themselves. Yeah, the boxers, I don't know why people be saying they fight like themselves. So the Floyd Mayweather character in the game fights like Floyd Mayweather. He don't. Shakur Stevens in the game. Do he fight like Shakur Stevens? No, he don't. The Devin Haney in the game. Does he fight like Devin Haney? Not at all. All you gotta do, this is what I always used to tell the developers. What you do is get CPU versus CPU, and you will see if boxers fight like themselves. That's all you gotta do. Somebody should actually do that. Let the computer play the computer, and let's see how the fight go. I bet you the clinch more. There will be more clinching than anything. And if you tune it or whatever, but they don't fight like that. I don't know what people saying. Like when I be watching a fight, that's why I say, even when a person that knows boxing and somebody that's a casual, they looking at a boxing match, they both seeing something totally different. That box out view, you making me sound like I don't know what I'm talking. Well, I ain't play the game, but I'm like, how can he literally play like himself when you can't change the animations? They said they can't tune the animations. The only thing that they can do is tweak the tendencies. From what I've seen in Fight Night Forever, the skins are a little more updated, but they still move like the typical Fight Night they do. The foot movement and everything is Fight Night Champion. They speed it up a little bit or something like that. Blaster say they got the lightness, yeah. I seen somebody playing. Was that you playing that box out view, or somebody was playing it? And Fundora, he looked it like he was a shadow creature from the shadow realm. Just a shadow. We can all agree to disagree. Yeah, I have no problem with that. See, but Box Eye View is nice with it though. He could probably make it look convincing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just like if I was playing the game, I'ma try to make Floyd look as close as possible to Floyd, even though there's nothing in the game to make Floyd Floyd. Tevy Wells, what's up? I appreciate you. Hit that like button, please. The Fight Night Forever mode It's not that good. At the end of the day, it's just Fight Night Champion. Poe didn't say that. Tevi say that. So don't jump on Poe. Jump on Tevi. And I agree with him. But we all got our own, we all got our own point of view, and that's okay. That's what make great content and great discussions that we all can discuss. Um, G Sosa said, never know down the line might be able to tweak animations. That's gonna be hard for them to do because the way EA got things set up, and they're risking being sued. They already risk being sued. And I'm like, because of guys like y'all that play the game, I'm trying not to sick the dogs on them because they was trying to get gangster on me. I said, "Oh, you really want to play like that?" I said, "I can get EA to get at you real easy." But since y'all enjoy the game, I didn't want to be that guy. Let me see. Fighters would never actually look like themselves unless it's the actual motion capture. I agree and I disagree because um with the technology today, did you see the EA? I mean not the EA, the 2K. It's called procedural motion. They actually use film that they capture the motion of the boxes, so motion caption can be applied, but this procedural AI can make the athletes realistic to themselves. All the motions. It's no missing motions, no gameplay or anything. So, it's no excuse right now. Let me see. Box High View AI tech will surpass motion capture method. It does. It does. That's something I you can read it in my blog. You can read it in my blog. It's just that when people don't see companies using it and like saying, well, it can't if it can be done. This is what people say a lot. They say, well, if it can be done, they would have used it. No, they nah, that ain't that nah. Don't give them that excuse. If it could be done, that don't mean Steel City is trying to do it. Because there's a lot of things out there in sports games that Steel City could have did, but they didn't. And that was by choice. It's not because they can't do it or they're a new team or this their first boxing game. It's just they just didn't want to do it. Ash said it. He said the team said that I'm too over ambitious, and I would have fired them immediately. I would have fired them. Shoot, technically, I fired my wife because I had a cheesecake business, and my wife used to say that I was too over ambitious. I said, "Well, I don't need you working with me, and I do it all myself." So that's how I work when it comes to stuff like that. Even with the motion capture, you still got to do good enough player to em- you still got to be good enough player to emulate. That's always going to be the choke. Nah, I have to disagree with you, esports boxing. I could show you in my blog how it's broken down, and the technology is out there on YouTube. They can literally put it because y'all keep going by what companies are giving us and what can really be done. It literally can be done. Anything we see in real life can be done. We're not living 20, 30 years ago. It would be all good if people just call Fight Night Champion a fighting game. Nah, we should call What's Come a fighting game. They both fighting games to me. To me, they're fighting games to me. Like Ali, we all know that It's not Ali. Rest in peace. But I agree, AJ Pax eventually the AI capture will it can be done. You said eventually is they could do it now. I just told you, look at the I don't know if I should do the YouTube, but 2K has the technology that it could look at film and it can repeat everything that it see in the film. It makes the outline, it makes the what they call it, the frame for the boxer. Makes all these different frames. The boxer moving. I mean, with 2K is basketball players. It's all their movements. You can see it and stuff. So it can be done. I would think we're saying, well, if Steel City could do if it could be done, Steel City would have did it. Nope. Mm-mm. And everything is about Steel City right now. We can't talk about what happened within the fight night days because technology has improved drastically past the fight night days. I just hope I'm around long enough to see it. Yeah, it's happening now. In my opinion, who that? Oh, Nova. What's up, Nova? Appreciate you, man. Hit that like button too. In my opinion, the boxers can't fight like themselves because the boxers' DNA that they're trying to emulate isn't in the game. Yeah, but it can be done. Let me see. Big Corp will drive communities to develop their own indie games by AI tech. That's what's gonna happen. Soon as I find out that AI, I could like really make a boxing game and Leafy, that Rose AI, that's garbage to me. I didn't want no. It made me some Roblox types. I should have just did Roblox. Let me see. Um, Oren said, I think Ali and Undisputed is actually pretty close. Just a change, just a change his straight animation and get him across step straight. True, but once I see Sonny Edwards fight and then I see the Ali, I see that Sonny Edwards. It's hard for me not to unsee it. Let me see. Nova said, but the Fight Night Forever team did a great job of tweaking the tendencies to give you the illusion that they're fighting like their real life counterparts. Yeah, somewhat. Yeah. Um, G Sosa says SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain had the wrestler's animation down pat by THQ. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. I used to used to aggravate them a lot too. Tevin Williams says people who like the Fight Night Forever mod are the same people that got hypnotized by celebrities. I sort of agree with you. I agree with you because I seen like when the content creators they got super excited about characters, just the faces on it. And my thing is, how can you not find it weird that they calling the face something different than what it actually is? They can't change the voices and the announcers. So they're gonna announce the characters that the face is on. E Boxing said, I know it can be programmed. I'm just saying players still have to know enough about the sport to actually recreate realistic strategies while playing. Yeah, facts. I agree with that. Box Review said, I really just be playing games, but hearing those conversations make me think deeper into these things. Yeah, that's the thing we trying to do. We want everybody to think better, think about things instead of just like just accept it. A lot of people just want us to accept things instead of just thinking and say maybe they can change it. Maybe I should make a video, or maybe I should, speak out against certain things, not accept it. Let me see. There, y'all writing a lot in here today. FE Studio will keep finding a way out if people always aren't aware of possibilities. What do you mean by FE Studios? But it always come back to you. Nova said it always come back to you that if you play the game the way it's meant to be played, it's a good game, whether it's fight night on the yo, man, stop playing, man. Nova, why you say that, man? Hit us with the Ash conversation. Box Review said not too deep, but a little deeper. Laughing out loud, because at the end of the day, I'm just a player in the game. Yeah, I respect that. Box size, stop fighting it. Take the red pill. AJ, you need to take the red pill, right? he resist box review resistant, boy. He resistant. Um Personally, this what Leafy said. Personally, I love the new Fight Night mods, but it's still early. I bet we can do much more if we dig deep. Undisputed's been modded in gameplay lately. Who knows what we can do to Fight Night? You better stop saying we, Leafy. You better just say it like you're not a part of what's going on until the coast is clear. Box Eye View said Box Eye Neo. I think in Fight Night Champion Files, we can use AI text to speech to correct the commentary manually, so the clips will say the real boxer's name. I was thinking about that too. I was really thinking about that. It can be done. But is that digging too deep into their stuff? Some tweaks are still off in Fight Night Forever. If they really watch boxing, yeah, that's my biggest thing with Undisputed as a team, because if they watch film while they developing the game, they can get a lot of motions together. I learned that in art school. I went to art science in New Jersey. Michael B. Jordan went there. I said that I've been saying it for the last 3 days, but I went to art science. It was a prestigious art school. I was an artist. Well, I am an artist. I don't know why I said was, but my thing is, what you do is you look at the model that you're trying to copy, and then you look at the one that you're making and see does it lines up or it looks right. They're not doing that. Let me see. Yeah, those forever guys are weird. Yeah, they really are. I want to clunk one of them on the head. Dang it. Always say we. Yeah, you be saying we too much, man. They're gonna be like, when they start sending out them letters, they're gonna be like, oh man, they got us or we. Forever weird. Yeah, they super weird. I think people have way too high of expectation for Fight Night Forever. It's not supposed to revolutionize boxing gaming. It's a mod. Nah. I know what you saying. I really know what you saying, Oren. But these guys, they're making it more than what it is. So people are going by the standards that they're setting. It's not supposed to be revolutionized boxing gaming. It's a mod. It's just supposed to be a cool, fun update for fans of fighting. No, that's how you seeing it. That's not how they're taking it. They literally think they really did something. That's one of the reasons why we're beefing. Or let's make our own game, collab together with artists and modelers. We could craft our own non-licensed product. Y'all can do it. It's uh, all y'all guys just out there making boxing video games. Y'all need just to come together and make one product, one massive great product. I've always been saying it. Let me see. Um, AJ Pack said Fight Night Forever is short-term clickbait. And Tevin Williams said the award of worst punch animation in 2025 goes to Power Body Uppercut. Oh, I thought you saw the show yesterday when I said some weird stuff, and I was trying to defend it. Let me see. They had a full rollout. Blaster, what you mean by they had a full rollout? Who you mean by that? Oh yeah, the Fight Night Forever team, right? That's who you talking about. They were acting like this game was like a remaster or something. Fight Night Forever is trending hard now because content creators are labeling it as a remake. Yeah, exactly. So it's not like we should lay off them when we criticize them. AJ, I might. Let me see. Leafy said AJ Pax. It might evolve somehow if people are truly locked in on it. But I agree that currently it's a costume mod for boxers and venues. Oren said AJ Pax, the quality of the mod is very high. It's very close to a remaster. Only commentary is missing. Mike Adams, how's it going? Happy New Year. Let me see. I don't see it like that. As an online game, you can make it look as good as you want it to look, especially if two guys agree on how they want it to play. But my thing is always you could tell if a company makes a good game when the AI versus the AI looks authentic too. Like I'm gonna use a wrestlers. You get two wrestlers, you get let's say you get The Rock and you get Hulk Hogan. You're not controlling them. The AI. That shows you if them wrestlers fight authentic to themselves. So even when you control them, you see that their hand movements, their animation for their hand, certain hand thing, that they do with their hands, their feet, and everything. Say, oh, that's Hulk Hogan. Even when you controlling them, not the AI. That's where everybody get confused. They get confused when people say the offline mode, excuse me, dictates what the online mode will be. And a lot of people don't realize that. E E E Boxing Champion said, Happy New Year, Mike Adams. And Mike Adams said, all good, man. He was saying that to Leafy. Just watching Stranger Things with the missus. Oh, she pulled you into the, huh? See, I'm waiting for all of them to show, and then I'm gonna just binge watch them. That's the same thing I'm doing with Fallout. I'm letting them all, the all of them play out, and then I'm gonna binge watch them. I don't want to start watching them and then I'll be like, Dad, man, I gotta wait the next week to watch it. No, I'd rather for go ahead, just play them until the series over for this you know all the series over, and then I'll watch them. Let me see. Box Review said Fight Night trending hard because that's how shallow the boxing gaming community is right now. Fight Night is all we had for a while, and people are not satisfied with Undisputed. 100%. You 100% correct. Can't disagree with that, Box Eye View. Um, Leafy said 100%. We had Fight Night for ages. It's blown up big time because of all the new mods. The best Fight Night got the best. Oh, Tevin said the best Fight Night got to be either Fight Night 3 or Round 4. I say both of them, but if I had a choice, I'll go with 3. Um, Leafy said Round 4 is number 1. See, the reason why I picked Round 3 is because of the career mode. Because I didn't like that because Fight Night Round 3 had that when you did the parry freeze, you get stunned and somebody could hit you with 5 or 6 punches. I didn't like that. I ran to GameStop. Leafy said I ran to GameStop in November to buy it after watching E-Boxing Champion break down how deep it is. Laughing out loud. Um, E-Boxing Champions, appreciate you, pound for pound boxing game. And Leafy put the boxing glove up. Let me see. Oren said, Box Eye, facts. I would rather give Fight Night Forever my time and energy than Undisputed. Undisputed doesn't deserve any content creators' attention. It doesn't. It doesn't, but they like the accolades. And it's weird to hear because you a content creator that a lot of fans respect, Oren, but you are speaking out against it. Some of the content creators they talk bad about Undisputed, then they backtrack. It's like you sticking to your guns. Is fair fight night is recognized. The new the new game should get the same exposure now. I don't know what you mean by that, but I don't know. Can't even blame you a clock. I mean Orion. Let me see. E Boxing Champion said you can turn off the counter window in 4. Yeah, I remember that. Not sure if you can in 3. Yeah, I know in 4, but I forget in 3. I think they made they made adjustments in 3. They actually made adjustments in both of them. And I guess they got tired of making the adjustments that they said, hey, you could do it yourself. Turn it off. Um, Leafy said, I don't think they had that in 3. All right. But I know they made some type of adjustments to it. The counter windows. Only in 4 and champion. Yeah. me see what's going on here. Oh yeah, let me stop sharing my screen. Give me a chance. Did y'all? Let me see something. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to hear this, but I'm gonna share my screen. Give me a second.
And for more
Did
than
y'all
a
hear?
decade, the gaming industry has repeated a lazy myth. Boxing is niche, and boxing games don't sell. The truth is the opposite. Boxing is one of the world's oldest, most recognizable, and most culturally embedded sports. It owns a global fan base of 500 million to 650 million people, crosses every demographic, and sits at the center of combat sports history, music culture, film culture, and international identity. If boxing video games have failed to hit the mainstream, it is not because the sport lacks value. It is because no developer ever built a truly realistic sim or authentic boxing experience, nor promoted it to the actual communities that live and breathe boxing. The market didn't fail. The ambition did. I talk about an investor-level financial breakdown, global market analysis, and a viral editorial calling out why the industry keeps misreading boxing's power. Boxing is not a niche. The industry just treated it like it is. When studios describe boxing as niche, they reveal a false understanding of the sport. Boxing has a global fan base of more than 500 million. It has Olympic-level legitimacy, a massive amateur ecosystem, iconic legends across decades, regional and cultural allegiance that spans the world, a gear-driven identity perfect for monetization, a growing influencer, boxing bubble, worldwide gym culture, and coaching networks. But gaming studios have consistently ignored the sport's realistic dark sim and authentic identity, stripping it of its strategic nature, its pacing, its footwork, and the chess-like decision-making that defines real boxing. Instead, past games targeted casual audiences over others. They cut corners on mechanics, removed boxing IQ, styles, and footwork, avoided deeper career or amateur systems, advertised deceptively to gamers and the global boxing ecosystem. Imagine FIFA being promoted without caring about soccer fans. That is how boxing has been treated. The sport didn't weaken, its representation did. The financial blueprint, how much a boxing game can really earn. With proper positioning and a commitment to being realistic, sim, and authentic, a boxing game can generate $1.5 billion to $2 billion across its life cycle. This projection is based on real revenue models used by UFC, WWE, NBA 2K, F1, and EA Sports titles, all of which rely on authenticity and specialty communities. Base game unit sales. If even 1% of global boxing fans purchase the game, that equals 5 million units. Here's the realistic sales range. 5 million units, conservative, $300 million, 10 million units, moderate, $600 million, 20 million units, AOA level global promotion, $900 million to $1.2 billion. And unlike other sports, boxing has no direct AAA competitors, meaning a properly executed, realistic sim title can dominate the space instantly. Recurring annual revenue, Boxing is tailor-made for continuously updated content because the sport revolves around styles trainers, gyms, fighters gear, amateur to pro progression, seasonal rankings, story, chapters legacy, and cultural pride. Annual revenue potential from a well-structured live service model, DLC boxers and gyms, $60 million to $150 million cosmetics, gloves, trunks, robes, shoes, $120 million to $360 million season passes, story expansions, $25 million to $50 million brand sponsorships, $20 million to $50 million. Esports and live tournaments, $10 million to $40 million total potential. ARR, $235 million to $650 million per year. A realistic simboxing experience becomes a machine that feeds itself. Why no one has claimed this market? The answer is painfully simple. No developer has ever committed to making boxing authentic, nor have they marketed the game where the heart of the sport actually lives. Gyms, coaches, amateurs, professionals, promotions, organizations, boxing media, combat sports communities. Instead, studios built hybrids instead of realistic sim mechanics, avoided deeper boxing IQ or style systems, ignored amateur and Olympic infrastructure, removed strategy in favor of button mashing, misread casual accessibility as an excuse to abandon authenticity, never partnered with sports brands or boxing icons in meaningful ways. In short, the industry failed to take boxing seriously, even while pretending to represent it. Global market analysis. Where boxing really sits. Even a simplified breakdown shows the truth. Global fan base comparisons in soccer, 4 billion basketball, 2.5 billion boxing, 500 to 650 million football, 400 million MMA, UFC, 300 to 350 million. Boxing has nearly double the fan base of MMA, yet has no flagship video game. Revenue comparison, potential versus actual. If boxing had a modern, authentic, realistic sim title backed by global promotion, UFC games, $1 billion life cycle, WWE games, $1 billion life cycle, NBA, 2K, $2 billion to $3 billion life cycle, FIFA, $3 billion plus life cycle, AOA realistic sim boxing game, $1.5 billion to $2 billion plus life cycle. The gap isn't demand, it's that no studio ever delivered realism and authenticity. Why investors should pay attention right now. Our realistic sim, authentic boxing video game is a near-perfect storm of opportunity. 1. Zero real competition, total genre ownership. No modern early boxing game exists. 2. A massively underserved audience, 14 years since Fight Night Champion. 3. Influencer boxing explosion. Young audiences are discovering the sport again. 4. Gear culture monetizes better than almost any sport, gloves, trunks, robes, wraps, shoes, endless cosmetic potential. 5. Global partnerships waiting to happen. Everlast, Rival, Grant, Nike, Adidas, Monster, Prime, Top Rank, Matchroom, Olympic programs. 6. True decade-long ecosystem potential. Boxing is evergreen. 7. A realistic sim approach creates a foundation for respect and longevity. Fans of the sport will not tolerate arcade shortcuts anymore. If a studio builds authenticity, the community will support it for years. The viral message the industry needs to hear. Here's what boxing fans, gyms, pros, amateurs, and the global community already know. Boxing isn't niche. The industry just keeps giving it niche-level effort. The fans didn't walk away. The quality did. The sport didn't shrink. The authenticity did. People didn't lose interest. Developers lost commitment to give us a realistic sim. A proper, authentic boxing game, positioned globally and built with depth, would sell millions of copies, win over amateurs and pros, build thriving esports, attract real sponsors, elevate boxing's visibility, inspire gyms and federations to participate, become a long-term franchise. Finally, represent the sport with dignity, and it would make hundreds of millions annually doing it. Because boxing was never too small. The industry's vision was. The moment a studio finally embraces realism, authenticity, strategy, and the actual spirit of boxing, they won't just make a boxing game, they'll own the entire genre for decades.
What's up, TK Gaming? Hi, Uncle Paul. I'm a non-English. I need translation. What mean life cycle in this context? What mean life cycle in this context? Dad, I'm struggling to kind of understand what you're saying. I appreciate you for coming on the show and listening. It's like, Dana, if you want to get paid like a boxer, put some gloves on and box. Don't rob the fighters. Exactly. Fight night, technical knockout. Let me see. BK, what the hell's going on? Um, Buddy Knuckle Street Boxing has been out on PC, but a old game with a new mod gets more exposure. Yeah, that's crazy. Instead of working with Love C Shorty or any of these guys making a game, they rather go and mess with EA when EA can sue them. That's crazy. Facts. The fighters' pay in Undisputed is low. Steel City Boxing popped up in. Hit that like button, Steel City Boxing. I appreciate you coming in. I knew you was missing. I was like, Dad, I'll look for you to be missed. The only person that's missing is Lamont Davis. Let me see. Happy New Year, Steel City Boxing. Everybody hit that like button. Yeah, please do. Appreciate you, man, for saying that. Um, I think they're asking what the life cycle of a game means. The life cycle of a game means how long the game is playing. Like, what's calm to me, Fight Night Champion shouldn't have lasted as long. But you got boxing games. I mean, you got games in general that has a long life cycle. Great. I'm gonna use this because I like the game. Like Fallout 4. It's been out for like over 15, almost 20 years, but it still has a life cycle. It still have people playing it. Or if we being real technical, life cycle mean how long the game. It's up to the developers, because their thing might be, all right, we making Fight Night Round 3. It's gonna last for 3 years. All right, so after that 3 years is up, then we're gonna make Fight Night Round 4. That's gonna last 3 years. Then we're gonna make Fight Night Champion, and that's supposed to been 3 years. That's what if we talking life cycles. Blaster X, yeah, exactly. I heard about billion per life cycle, right? Yeah. Yeah, they can they really can. If they make the game right, it's like the numbers say that they can make they can make billions in a life cycle. And if they do it like actually do it right, they can make that billion in 1 year. Just imagine if more people was on board if Steel City had put out the game that they originally showcased. If we would have got the ESPC version and it was a complete game, that would have sold 1 billion copies. I can't see it not selling 1 billion copies in a year. Still City Boxing said e-boxing. Thanks. Happy New Year. I'm up here drinking prune juice. I know that's a crazy thing to be trying to do, but now I'm trying to clean my body out. Not that I eat stuff that mess up my body, but I still like to do like so-called New Year. I like to refurbish my body, like cleanse it. Um, Triple A's just can't get past that money making model. Yeah, but this the funniest thing. Like I keep saying, that wasn't Ash Vision. That's other people that joined the team. Ash, when he was talking to me, I know he could have probably just said that to try to draw me in and stuff, but he didn't have to talk to me. That's one of the things. He had to reach out to me and talk to me and tell me all these things because at that time I wasn't doing videos. I wasn't active like doing videos and stuff. So he couldn't depend on me to like feel out for him. Yeah, as I was saying, he said, I'm gonna make the game realistic even if I lose money, even if I fail. That's exactly what it said. But when people like Will got involved, they changed stuff. And that's what happened. A lot of people be like, man, stop blaming Will because it's Ash game. That don't mean nothing. Because if Ash only owned 51% of his team, I mean of his company, it's really not Ash's company. He barely honed it on to the company. And he have investors. When you borrow money from somebody, it's not yours. When you borrow money from somebody, what you think is yours is not yours. So stop, y'all. Stop giving them excuses. Yeah, man. Yeah, Dad, I went over 2 hours. Um, y'all ain't got nothing of y'all want to talk about before, cause I'm about to end the show because it's been over 2 hours. Um, Happy New Year. Y'all New Year, the New Year that y'all celebrate. Cause in April, y'all gonna hear me saying Happy New Year, and y'all gonna be thinking I'm crazy, but it's not. Do your research. It's easier to keep following stuff without questioning it, but do your research. Investors just can't get past that money making model. I know. Investors and the publishers. You got to add the publishers and the shareholders. That's why Ash only owns 51%, and we don't know if he gave up that 51% so he could do other things. You know, be like, yo, let me be able to just do this part. I give you that 1%, or I give you that 2%. That's crazy. That's something I never liked. Cause I remember when I was making my cheesecakes, um, my wife godmother was saying, "You say these cheesecakes are great. Said you should build a business and have CEOs, have people buy into your business and stuff." And I was like, I don't want to buy into people to buy into my business because if they buy into my business, they can own my name and the company at any point. So I said, no, I don't want that. I'd rather starve and struggle than to let somebody own what I spent my life building. Hey, I've been asking this like the past 3 hours, laughing out loud. Is the Fright Night Forever team charging for the? That's what I want to know. Anybody know? Anybody know? Because it's crazy for you them to be talking as much as they are about the game. It seems like they getting compensation in some type of way. Who puts that much time into something? Even the people that do mods on what's that site, Nexus and stuff, they get paid. He said, Esports Boxer said, "Oh, they can't really get sued." Then yes, they can. The thing is, from my understanding with EA, is you still didn't get permission. It ain't if you making money and you still just taking, stuff from other companies that you didn't have permission to use, selling it or not. It's one thing about getting permission from them. Can't do that. Gone. Fight night free. Nah, fight night forever. Oh, there's somebody new popped in. Random thoughts. Hit the like button. I appreciate you for coming through. Nah, fight night forever is free. Oh, they can't really get sued. Yeah, yeah, they can. It's fire too. Ah, it's fight night champion. They might be able to be sued. Yeah, you know how they could get sued. Even if EA say, "All right, that ain't worth our time." The music they got in the game, they can be sued from the music usage. They just putting music in their game like they can do that, and you can't. And I know I'm sounding bitter, and if something happened, you're gonna be like, "It was Poe." No, it wasn't me. But if somebody do it, I'm a cheerlead with y'all. And some of y'all expose them for using unlicensed music for their game. I'm 100% behind you. I'm a cheerlead because they disrespectful. Let me see. Random Thought said, "What would you want that to happen? Why would you want that? Hold up. Why would you want that to happen though? They made a fire mob for boxing fans. Not for me. I'm a boxing fan. I boxed. It ain't whoever like it, they like it. But nobody can force me to like something that to me is just Fight Night Champion. I know people that are hardcore Fight Night fans. They said it's just Fight Night Champion. Mods for GTA been taken down exactly. And you don't know I'm not getting at you random thoughts, but you don't know the whole story with me and this team, that Fight Night Forever team. They like real I don't know how to say it, but they did me dirty. Cause I asked them for an interview. They agreed to the interview. So I wrote out a list of questions. And the list of questions, because I usually don't do that to people that want to be on my show. I usually, when they come on the show, I ask them questions. But with them, I knew they probably felt some type of way, and they thought I was going to ambush them because I can ambush people with questions to make them say stuff they don't want to say. That's why Brizzle from EA, he respectfully declined to be interviewed. We're friends, but he declined because he didn't want to mess up his standing in the game development what would you say, industry. But these guys, they told me to restructure the questions 2 times. And then I showed them the last time. They said, "Yeah, I like that." So I was like, "When are we gonna do the interview?" They never replied back. So it's like they was playing me the whole time. It's no excuse. I know people can make up excuses for them, but it's no excuse. How's it Fight Night? Do people know remaster me? Let me see. Let me actually look up that word. Let me look up that word because people love throwing words around. Let me see. Remastered. Let me see. Not attacking you at all. I just hate when people throw certain words around. Let me see. All right, you got that one. All right, you got that one. I'm not trying to like go against you, but you know, certain words, people just like using them, overusing them. Let me see. What you? Nah, man. See, you, you saying I shouldn't be bitter? Did you don't realize that they did say something after the fact? The guy was talking slick to me, and everybody can't talk slick to me and get away with it. Why'd I be like, oh, you talking slick to me? Okay, he. Oh, that's good. Y'all talk slick to me. I'm not that type of guy. They were saying some slick stuff to me. He's like, hey, you made a post and it only got seven. It didn't even get 7 likes. I said, yo, I don't even do stuff for clicks. I don't do my videos for clickbait. I mean, the click for people to click on it. I don't care how popular it is. When I be making these videos and these chats and stuff, it's kind of my own preference of what I want. I want people to have a like mind. But if they don't want to click, it's no force. They're not forced. I don't put nothing to their head and say, hey, you better click that button or stuff like that. They don't have to. And I'm pretty sure a lot don't. Let me see. Please don't defend these guys. Y'all like they gods or something. They're not. Yo, this a name I ain't seen in a while. Harvey Fofi. Yeah, I ain't see this name in a long time. I know this is a boxing chat, but we need a man. Why you threw the whole chat off. You saying we need a kickboxing video game. Oh man. I don't think a kickboxing video game would do good on its own. I think it has to be part of it has to be a mode in a UFC game. But I don't want to get into talking about UFC on this channel because then that opens up dialogue for people to keep talking about it. And I don't want to talk about UFC and stuff like that. We know just how much we should talk about it and keep it moving. Let me see the last. I don't know what's going on with my thing. The last decent one was, oh boy, what's going on with my? Oh, there we go. The last decent one was in late 2003 by Konami. Yeah, and 2004 D3 took over and ruined the PS2 K1. Oh, I used to like them K1 video games. Um Let me see. Blaster say they're that's probably their alter account. No, I talked to these guys. I literally talked to these guys, and he was on the team. He's one of the people that's on the team, so I can't let him escape with that. And he kept. It's like he didn't like. He knew that that's what he did. His thing was to play with me like I'm a child, and I'm like, yo, you literally made me restructure the questions like three no two times, and then you're gonna ignore me like I wasn't actually. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I asked them like two or three times. Say, yo, what's up? Y'all gonna be on the show? What? And they ignored me. Let me see. Harvey, no harm, no foul. Let me see. They fixed some things at Pound. One of them things is the stamina. EA made the gameplay. The modders put some of the current rosters in the costumes. Gameplay is the same as Fight Night Champion. It is. It really is. They trying to people. I don't know what's people tricking their minds. Hold up. This my question to the people in the like random thoughts and stuff. So is Fight Night Champion the with the mods and stuff better than what we saw for with the ESBC? So it's the movement and everything. Is it better than that? I want to see y'all answers. Is it better than the ESBC version that they promised us but we didn't get? The gameplay isn't new or fixed up with new mechanics. Exactly. It's no new animations at all, so I don't know what people are talking about. Nah, the original Fight Night Champion, I don't care how much you mess with them sliders, they did not work, it's broken. So what did they really change if they can't mess with the animations? They cannot mess with the animations. They literally said that they can't mess. The animations are locked. That's why they only did the skins, and they probably messed with the tendencies. Random Thought said, "Nah, the original Fight Night Champion. I don't care how much you mess with them sliders, they don't work. It's broken." Yeah, it is at Pound. I've been playing it. That it's getting on my nerve. That AJ, you really went back to that kickboxing stuff. I was trying to I was happy that we got off of that. You just brought that back up. Let me see. AJ said a kickboxing game has already been cannibalized by UFC. Plus AI more challenging. What do you call challenging in a boxing game? Cause it's a lot of spam in Fight Night Champion. People are like there was not no complaints about what Fight Night Champion was. People were complaining about the spamming in Fight Night Champion. There's complaining about a lot of things with Fight Night Champion, and they are like it didn't exist at all. The only changes was the AI. The gameplay doesn't have new mechanics or features that make it more realistic. Exactly. So I'm trying to figure out what is being said. They can only do so much with the game, pound, and what they did is fire. I think I'm gonna be honest. I'm not going at anybody or nothing, but I think a lot of people is tricking their brain so they could feel a certain way. So hey, if I like the game a lot and I boost the game a lot, Undisputed would do better. That's not how it works. Because a lot of us was thinking that EA was gonna make another boxing game when they saw that Steel City sold over 1 million copies in 1 week, less than 1 week, and it took them 12 years to sell over 1 million copies. Let that sink in, cause y'all be trying to I'm not saying you, I'm talking about in general. Be trying to boost things up more than what it is. Pound Pound said I can't get the same experience with Cabs and the vanilla game. Yeah. Kind of hard to see what makes it so great. I like the fact that we can play with new rosters, but that's all it is. But let me see. But that's the thing, Paul. We didn't get that version. How do we know if it was actually good? We have to go with what we have now, undisputed. Yeah, but I'm just saying. People keep saying if people keep saying that what's come is the best game, like basically saying it's the best game ever that they saw. But you did see ESBC what ESBC was. And it was an actual game. It's just that they didn't use that model. What we saw was actually gameplay. It was real. It wasn't CGI or none of that. And I know the next question is gonna come. How do you know that wasn't CGI? How do you know that was real? It was. Will said it. Will Kinser said it. Ash said it. He said in the video, this is actual gameplay. Let me see. They fixed a lot of some EA broke with them. What sim? What part of sim was EA? EA was never a sim game. I don't know why people keep saying that. The developer said it wasn't a sim game. It's a hybrid. It leans more toward arcade. It's a hybrid. People be putting words in the developer's mouth, or they'll say the developers don't know what they're talking about. How you gonna tell somebody what they're talking about when they developed and made the game? And I'm not getting at you. I'm just saying in general. Even if the CPU versus the CPU be cool to watch, I can't see that. To each his own, though. And I can't attack you for your opinion. That's your opinion. Let me see. Oh boy, everything is the same basically, except for the costumes on the venues and boxers. At random, the reason why you think it is better is due to the emulator's upscaling capabilities. But upscaling is based on the emulator and not the modders. Random, it's been tweaked. It's the same game, but tweaked somewhere. Now it's fun. Let me see. Orange still in here. Wow. Salute, Orange. You still in here. Appreciate you, man. AJ Pack, so that means the game is better than right, regardless of if it's the mod or the emulator. The game runs better and looks better. Somewhat. People really get a huge kick out of skins, and this is what Boxing Champions say. People really get a huge kick out of skins and aesthetics. Makes a big difference in some people. It does because this how you could tell that people get a kick out of skins because when the developers on everybody could be mad at Steel City and everything. They be, oh man, they could be throwing their games out the window, breaking their games or whatever, or deleting it or whatever, and then they see DLC, new skins. That's exactly what they're new skins on boxers, and people they will lose their minds. They will lose their minds like it's something major. And you might not get boxers that fight the same way. I mean, that fight like themselves. Let me see. Levy said only a new thing is the 60 FPS patch that makes it smoother. Still the same gameplay mechanics. Exactly. You can't change gameplay mechanics unless you go in there and touch the animations. At Clock, Undisputed is a better boxing game. Gameplay is tighter. Probably was from the jump before all of the patches ruined it. Pound for pound said boxing champions, and that's scary. If companies see that people are content with costumes in the game, I mean in the same game, I feel I fear they'll recreate Fight Night Champion. Exactly. That's my huge fear. And some people they don't care. They act this my thing. People act like Fight Night Champions sold major copies. It didn't sell. It didn't do good on the market. And it's no excuse. Y'all can say, oh, because of MMA. They made an MMA game like 2 or 3 years after EA stopped making Fight Night Champion. So how did the UFC and the UFC and MMA affect Fight Night Champion sales? It didn't. Fans just got tired of what EA kept doing over and over, and that was not making a realistic boxing game. They had so many sports games that did things better than what they were putting out. Let me see. Leafy said, give me a second. Let me see. Oren said, AJ Pax is definitely not no boxing game with a bulletproof block is a good boxing game. Leafy said, let me see. No, boxing champion said pound for pound, SCI already figured it out. That's the whole thing. They release skins and DLC instead of fixing coding and mechanics, and people are happy with that. And that's what messed it up with gaming in general. People complain about DLC and microtransactions, and they always spend money on it. So they're just talking just to hear themselves talk. Steel City Boxing champ. Steel City Boxing says Fight Night Champion is levels above Undisputed. It's not even close. I'm not a fan of Fight Night Champion. I'm not a fan of neither one of them. So I don't have a horse in the race. And they got rid of the magnetic pull when you hurt your opponent too. Pound for pound boxing said EA MMA didn't sell well. Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Champion outsold it. Then they went to UFC and stopped producing, stopped production on Fight Night Champion. Yeah. But no, what's called sells, Fight Night Champion sells hurt um the series. Fans got tired. I know that for sure. From me, I used to make it my duty to go on every site on the internet, and people weren't feeling what Fight Night Champion was. They weren't feeling what Fight Night Champion was. Oh, you talking about me? Random thoughts? Why everybody always asks me that? It's like everybody asks me that. It's like because they mad. I don't know if you're mad or anything, but it seems like they want me to accept um what they accept. And my thing is, I always say, what you like is what you like. What I like is what I like. And I don't supposed to stop trying to get what I want because somebody likes something that I don't like. Because my thing is, it should be all about community. Everybody should have options. I liked Fight Night Champion. No, I didn't like Fight Night Champion at all. Because if you know the story, you wouldn't know why I don't like Fight Night Champion. So that's a gimme. But I didn't like I like Fight Night Round 4 and Fight Night Round 3. I like, like 3 of the Knockout Kings. I like Victorious Boxers. Um I like this tech sim game called Title Belt Boxing, and they were trying to be a part of EA, trying to make it be more realistic, stats and everything to make it be more realistic. These guys were geniuses, but EA turned them down. They didn't want to change Fight Night into a tech sim. They wanted to be more realistic, have like an AI feel to it. But EA turned them down because EA didn't. Their thing is they didn't want a realistic game. Nobody to come in there and change their games into realistic games. Let me see. No, it's just a serious question. Non-victorious boxing, yeah, and it had the best career mode of any game ever. We can argue about that. It was the best career mode, in depth career mode. It was very deep. It was a little like arcadey, a little, but it had to me it had a lot of realistic things in the game. For one, you could get up where you were dropped at, not in the middle of the ring all the time. I don't believe people accepting that. Love C Shorty, when the guy get knocked down, that's where he gets up. And Bloody Knuckles street boxing, where you get knocked down is where you get up. All these indie developers that's making these video games that they're working on, and when you see gameplay, wherever the boxer get knocked down, that's where they got up. I always thought Victorious Boxers gave birth to Fight Night. Nah, I can't see it. Because that's one of the things that we used to argue about in the fight night forums. We were saying if y'all gonna do the arcade thing, y'all should do the Victorious Boxer thing and keep building on it every year and make it more realistic. You know, we kept begging them to, hey, y'all should team up with Victorious Boxers, the developers that's doing that, and y'all should just keep making it more realistic every year because they had a lot of different realistic mechanics, and the career mode was beautiful. You even was able to create your own punch in that game, so I don't know. Oh. Yeah, man. Let me see. Let me see. Did I hit my quota today? Oh, I went way over my quota today. I got over 66 viewers. Yeah, you're right. Victoria's Boxer started with the sticks and moving, and sticks and buttons too, though. I also think it's weird that even if you are the one who scored the knockdown, you have to watch the get up minigame. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird. That was bad. That to me that was bad game design. But the thing is, companies if they could do whatever they want because nobody questioned them. And the thing is, when people start questioning them, you got people that defend the company like they know what's going on behind closed doors, and they would just want you to be quiet. They'd be like, "Man, if they could do it, they're gonna do it, man. So you gotta stop. You gotta stop bothering them, man. Let them make the game. They don't know nothing about boxing. At least with EA, I know there were like two or three. No, there's a couple of people on the team that knew about boxing, and they had Lennox Lewis, Sugar Ray Leonard, and they're giving the advice, even though that didn't mean anything because they still had the mentality that EA, whatever game they're going to make, is going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a hybrid. I just would have liked to see what kind of game would they have made today with what we have as technology. Would they have finally stopped making hybrids and make a realistic game? Let me see. Random thoughts said, plus you could record fights in Victoria's boxes. Unheard of. Exactly. That was crazy. And that was that game like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. That's crazy. So that's why I be saying it's no excuse, even though I says their first game. Victorious Boxers, that was their first game. That was their first game. So what excuses are you making? They didn't have the technology we have today. So it's no excuse. It's like they be leaning hard on excuses, thinking we're kids, we're not going to investigate, or we don't know these things. Yeah, I think I'm about to end the show, y'all. It's about to be 3 hours. I think that's 3 hours too long for a show. Oh, I got 67. I didn't like that 66. I got 67 views. Appreciate whoever that 67 was, and please hit that like button. Yeah, I'm about to end the show. I had a long day. I think I'm gonna take me a quick nap, and then I'm gonna get up and support Don D. Don D 205. He has a Twitch show, and he have a kick show. It's Don D 205. Thanks, Harvey. Enjoy your holiday too. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you kept coming in. Yo, keep showing up, man. I'm trying to get some of y'all on the I want to say hot seat, but I want y'all to be on my podcast. Y'all can actually be visual if y'all want to, or y'all just could talk. Unless y'all scared for people to hear y'all voices. But y'all could be on the show. I just want to hear y'all talk. Let the companies hear you. Companies love hearing the the community. Yeah, they did. Still, see that's some of them stories that I got. Victorious boxers had EA scared. They were scared. They was hoping that they didn't have no America company that they was trying to build or to make it more Americanized. That's what EA was scared about. They even tried to copy the hit the opponent on the back on the way back down mechanics from virtual. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I'm about to stop this show. I appreciate you. We're gonna have a show tomorrow. If y'all want to come here, I will be here. I think I'm gonna do the show kind of early tomorrow. I'm gonna see how I feel. But I appreciate everybody that came in here. Had more people than I was expecting. Being that it's New Year's Eve, y'all enjoy your holidays. Be safe, and I see y'all in the next year. Peace.